6 minutes after 9 o'clock, a little overcast, 71% chance of rain today. Temperatures climbing to around 80 degrees, cooler temperatures at the end of the week, and, all this technology talk. I think it's just go out to the garden.
Go out and pull some weeds.
Carol Ann is here. It's time for In the Garden with Carol Ann.
That's it.
How are you doing?
Real good. Starting a brand new year.
Yeah, I got a brand new neighbor.
Got a brand new neighbor?
Somebody moved in next door, and
Nice.
and right away they were putting holes in the lawn and putting trees in those holes. Little trees.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, trees
cool.
and flower, whatever. Big
Nice.
like plants that
planting.
are
Yeah.
And Robin said she went someplace. Oh my gosh, I think it was Thomas Edison's house
Okay.
down in Naples. And she said he had a bougainvillea, or they had a bougainvillea there.
Right.
That was like 7 feet tall.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'm doing the wrong thing. I shouldn't cut mine. Just let it get tall.
I mean, you can let it. I mean, if yours is blooming, yours is finally blooming for you and showing you that it's pretty.
Is, yeah.
To me, the prettiest ones are the ones that are allowed to do their own thing. And there's one, when I come from the Ag Center to here, coming down 27th Avenue, is that? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just on, I want to say it's north, was that, is that 4th or 7th? Just on the other side
Somebody
of
has one?
200. Yeah, and it's there. It's huge, and when it's blooming, it's gorgeous.
Really? Really?
It's massive. It's just this mound.
But they don't have
color.
a homeowners association putting notes on the door saying you need to cut your bushes.
Probably not. Probably not. No. That's Yeah, because they've got that, and they've got the Cape honeysuckle back in a corner fence. And again, that's another one of those plants. Put it in a corner, put it on a fence where it can lean on it. Doesn't really need a trellis, but support kind of helps contain it. And it'll bloom like crazy. Just
sounds
let
like
it,
a nice
leave it
idea.
alone.
Yeah.
And, leave it alone where it can do its thing. But many people don't have that space.
Maybe I'll move out of the place I'm in now and I'll have my own rules.
Have your own rules, but if you do that, I have a feeling you would not take your bougainvillea.
No, I won't. It's got thorns from
Hades.
From Hades, yes.
Yes.
Thorns from the crown, the Christ horn.
Oh, okay.
The crown of Christ. That's what it looks like. I don't know what they used.
That was crown of thorns, is what they used.
Yeah, but what kind of thorns were they? Do you know?
There's a lot of thorns on those. Crown of thorns. But
that's actually a plant called crown of. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like
there's a plant that grows like a crown.
No, I mean that's what it's called, but I mean it's the thorns. It's a big cacti succulent.
And they're worse than
they're thorny.
The
The whole thing's thorny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's not a bare spot on them.
Oh.
Yeah. Just look up crown of thorns. You'll see it.
All right.
They got different colored flowers. They're actually pretty, but they can be mean. If you're messing with them. Yeah, they can be mean. Yeah, if you have to deal with them with the thorns.
A mean plant.
A mean plant.
Well, it sounds like what's that? What was that play? Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yes,
Thank
yes.
you, Robin.
But it's always lots of fun. But yeah, we got a brand new year, brand new, and this is that time of year. Here it is, January. But this year we're not cold, and we haven't been cold. See, we got some cold weather coming in at the end of the week. Hopefully we get some rain with these events.
That's what it says.
And it's funny because the almanac almost looks like if the weather does is the 1st through the 3rd, that's today's the 3rd, and happy birthday, Jennifer. I know you're not listening, but I can do it anyway.
But maybe she'll see the video.
Yes, maybe she will. That they're saying sunny turning warm, which it has been warm. The 4th through the 7th, which is tomorrow through the end of the week, storms, which they're saying end of the week storms. 8th through the 11th, but they're saying warm too. Scattered showers and cool. So hard to say, maybe, but they're showing some rain for us. Let's hope we get a little bit. Everybody do the rain dance and try to get some rain to us. We need it so bad.
We have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Carrol.
Good morning, Sonny. Yeah.
Yeah, my lawn's back to normal.
Yeah.
Front yard is anyway. We had a frost, and now it's all brown again, like everybody else.
Like it's supposed to be in January. There you go.
Oh, anyway, my backyard isn't the same as the front.
No?
I mean, it looks like it was hit with frost, but there's still a lot of green there. I guess that's because it's more protected, I guess, between the house, the trees, and big shrubbery in the back.
Right, yeah, exactly. That'll just, the overhang of trees and shrubs and such will make those areas where the frost can't settle down on those spots. So, yeah, you'll get some spots. It's also a good time. You'll actually see the only thing will be green will be the weeds. And that's when you run out there and either dig them up or give them a quick little spritz and get them while you can see them.
Right. Well, anyway, it's great programming as usual, and thank you, WOCA, and thank you, Carrol, and Happy New Year, and let's hope 27 is better than the past 8.
There you go.
Thank you.
Well,
17 is better than the past 8.
Sure. Well,
all right.
Happy New Year to you too, Sonny.
So did you hear this? And I do believe in numerology in any way at all.
I take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I see it, but I did share something that came through that this year was supposed to be a more positive.
So here's the two things we had. 17 is the number of change.
Right, because it's a 1 year or something like that.
Is that right? And then the digits add up to 10, and it's the third time since 1900 that we've had that.
Ah.
And that's supposed to be a good thing.
So, well, it sounds like
1917. No. Oh, the year of change. Okay, so that's when World War I started, right?
Right.
Or did it end then? I don't remember. But anyway, so
there's other ones that,
But 1900, 2008, and 2017 are the 3 years that add up to 10. Whatever, for what it's worth.
Yeah, for whatever. Hey, it's always, every time you get a new year, you've got a whole new book you can write. And you got 365 blank pages to work with, and if you keep it, positive or whatever, you can make the best out of a bad situation if you're, so inclined.
But when we have like psychic predictions or astrology predictions, we never look back to say how right were they.
No, we don't.
We should do that.
Don't.
We should say, let me look back to what they said about 16, see if they got it right.
And of course, this has nothing to do with gardening, but some months back, just following a horoscope or whatever, there was a couple things that happened right when they were when they were happening that my horoscope actually said, my job changes and things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but it does.
But then again,
because you wouldn't have tea leaves to read if you didn't have a tea plant.
Well, I drink a couple of cups every morning, so I could, but I keep them in a tea bag.
Right. The modern way of doing it.
The modern way of having my tea, yes. Good cup of red rose. But no, this is your time of year that the seed racks for all your vegetable seeds and some of your flowers and that should be coming out into the garden centers soon. Christmas has gotten wrapped up. All that stuff's getting clearanced out of there. Those racks will be shipping in if they're not already in the stores, just getting ready to be told, hey, put them out. It's, corporately we say, yes, go for it. Starting your new seeds, warm location, plenty of light. If you have a grow light, use it. If not, as much sun as you can get them once they're up and growing. And I hear the music, so I guess we'll be back in just a minute.
We are just taking a little bit too quick. Didn't it happen too quick?
It does.
All right, we'll be right back with Caroline. Your phone calls we love your phone calls. 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be very warm and humid on this Tuesday with a mix of clouds and sun and a stray afternoon shower, high 80 to 84. Mostly cloudy and mild Tuesday night, low 62 to 66. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun, high 75 to 79. Thursday, partly sunny with lower humidity, high 72 to 76. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible. And today, the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
A young woman contemplating having an abortion is told by society that whether she has her baby or not, it is her choice. The House of One in Faith in Ocala wants to give that young woman a place to live in comfort during her trying time, to help her know that God's love is abundant and that He is not ashamed of her in any way. The House of One in Faith is free and confidential. For more information, call 352-687-8895.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene and Debbie would like to thank you for another successful year of business. We want to wish everybody a safe, healthy, and prosperous 2017. We are ready to be of service with our pasture mowing. 352-629-2440. Locally owned and operated. Experienced and reliable. Commercial and residential. Licensed and insured. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. 352-629-2440. Proud United States veteran.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, 72 degrees. Looks like it's going to be a pretty mild day. The rain that you've been hearing about happening in the Alabama and South Georgia area is pretty horrendous, but it looks like we're kind of on the outskirts of that. So we'll get rain, but nothing really too bad. Let's keep our fingers crossed,
horrible. Right? Yeah, they're getting some pretty severe weather up there. But not just how it happens sometimes, and that's the same way with our cold fronts, is you watch that it doesn't push all the way down. And I think because of the Gulf and that and such like that it just doesn't allow it to come down. But going back to planting for spring and everything else, but planting now, you can even keep going now with if you've already been harvesting cabbages and lettuces and things like that, replant. You can go ahead and replant again through this month, and we should stay. And this winter has been so warm. Hope everybody's been getting a good harvest out of it, because usually those things like it a little more on the cool side. But your cabbage, your broccoli, your cauliflower, beets if you're inclined to beets. Celery. Now, celery, I've never really had much luck with that. I don't know. I might get some celery and just plant the bottom of it. Cut the bottom off and replant it and see if that doesn't work at some point.
I'm a celery fan. I should grow celery.
I like celery, but I don't. I've never personally grown it. I've seen people grow it, but in Florida it can be a little touchy because we get hot. It does like
I have a question
regular
about celery.
water. Because it is like 80% water, I think, is celery.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they say it takes more calories to digest it than it does because the very fibrous that it actually contains.
Yeah. So here's my question.
Yeah.
If you put celery, for example, in chili, it becomes very soft.
Right, yes.
If you get celery in like your chicken chow mein, there's still a little crunch to it.
It's a little crunch, right.
A little bit. So what do? They just don't cook it the same amount?
Yeah.
Or is it a
it's
different?
just quick. Just cooked blast, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you were going to have some in tuna salad or chicken salad, you're using it raw. In
Yes,
a stir fry,
I love that. Don't you like that?
fry, oh yeah, I love the crunch to that. In a stir fry, you're cooking it, just a short period of time. In a stew or soup or something like that, of course, you're putting that in,
That's
and you
real
usually have to put that in before many of your other vegetables because it takes longer to cook. That's again, it's a fibrous, very vegetable. It's a vegetable.
And it looks like you have a phone call coming
Great.
in. Let's take that call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carrol Ann.
Yes, good morning. All this talk about celery reminds me of a limerick by Ogden Nash.
Okay.
Celery raw exercises the jaw. Celery stewed is more quietly chewed. Ogden Nash.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that got famous.
Look at there. Looky there.
Thank you, Jim.
Something different.
Okie dokie. Have a good morning, all.
Thank you.
Funny.
There's something to ponder there.
Yeah.
Celery's good, in soup, stew, salads, raw with peanut butter on it, raw
Yeah.
with cream cheese on
Yes.
it.
Even
Anyway,
more so, yeah.
a little dip for your favorite flavor. Great with buffalo wings and.
So how hard is it to grow? If I wanted to grow it,
It's not that easy to grow because if you don't blanch it, which means kind of cover it with something in order to keep it from getting too dark a green. When it starts to get real dark, it starts to get bitter.
oh, okay.
And so usually when it's grown commercially, they will mound soil or you can
really?
use
So,
hay,
in
or you
essence,
can put
it's
it in a
unhealthy.
paper bag. It's, not necessarily unhealthy. It's just it gets strong.
I don't mean unhealthy
and-
for us. I mean unhealthy for itself. It's not as
I
healthy
guess.
a plant
Right.
as it would have been.
And with us, our sandy soils have a tendency to dry quickly. It does like even water and quite a bit of water to the best of my understanding. It's not necessarily. It would not be something for a beginner to try. But somebody with some experience, or like I said, you go to the grocery store because otherwise you're starting with seed. To try to find a celery plant
Right,
in a
right.
store is going to be like impossible. To grow it from seed is going to be harder. But if you went to the grocery store and you bought a bunch of celery, cut the bottom off of it, and then just put that bottom, leaving whatever celery material up above the soil, and just begin to grow it from there, it will begin to sprout and grow some more. So you might try it like that.
You get some flowers out of it.
Yeah, well, not flowers. You should get some more stalk
Oh,
out
really?
of that, or at least leaves. People will use the leaves for seasoning soups and stews and such like that too. How well you get any of the actual stalks of celery, I'm not sure.
So we don't have anything to talk about yet regarding the cold temperatures and our plants. There's nothing.
No, and we had the one cold spell,
One day.
which probably
One
we
night.
had one night, but it got cold enough that I saw some cold damage. Went over the Ag Center today, and yes, anybody who had tomatoes left in the garden, those plants got fried. So, with that, and I saw banana plants that got burned, elephant ears out in the landscape that got burned. All of these things will come back, but it's, one of those kind of things, and I say it frequently. If you didn't cover them the first time, you don't bother, and perennials need to go to sleep. They need that cold. Let them die back. That's how you get rejuvenated, plant material and make them healthy. In the springtime, you cut them way back, you clean them all up nice, give them a good fertilizer, give them a good drink, and boom, back up they come, generally all the better.
Oh, we have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carrol Ann.
Good morning and Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Say all that celery talk. I looked at my pantry, and there it is, can of cream of celery soup, one of my favorites. I think I'll have it for lunch.
There you go. There you go.
The real reason I called was a lot of people I know, and I was brought up with a lot of farming uncles in my family up in Wisconsin, and they always really paid attention to the Farmer's Almanac like it was the Farmer's Bible.
Right.
Do you know what do they get their ideas from and their predictions from? Is it like a moon position or sun-moon position?
Yeah, it is.
How do they...
Yeah, a lot of that is out of what within astrology as well as or astrology, is part of it on some of your best planting dates, and your weather. It's just predictions based upon history and when the moon will be full, when it will be a new moon, your quarter moons and things like that all affect weather and temperature and things like that. If anybody's ever noticed in the past, our coldest nights are usually, if we get a cold front, a normal cold front where you get, as an example, you'll be 40 one night, 35 the next night, the coldest night down to say 27, then you'll go back up to 35 and 40, that coldest night has a good chance of being on a full moon. After a rain.
Oh, okay.
If you've ever paid any attention to it, it's kind of odd that you can almost say, yeah, all right, our coldest night's going to be such and such because there's the full moon coming. A lot of people will wait to plant a spring garden until after the first full moon of after the equinox, because there's the last cold spell may happen at that full moon.
It's amazing how that still applies,
and
right?
that still is one of those kind of things. So it all comes from that. And of course nowadays they don't have to do it all with pencil and paper. They put all this into a computer base that probably takes and figures it all out for them. But yeah, if you look at the almanac, I'll have to find the page in mine that will tell you the better days to plant, even on better months, and days to harvest even are set up based upon moon phases and things like that.
Yeah, is that Farmer's Almanac? Is that just an American publication, or what do they do like in Europe? Do they have their own little Farmer's Almanac type of thing?
They probably do have some kind of book that's done like that, because you figure, well, there's a couple of different ones, on the market here in the United States. The one I have is they call it the original Farmer's Almanac, celebrating 225 years. And this is the Southern edition, so that they've actually taken and broken it a little more into areas. I mean, even though it has the stuff for all over the country, I think maybe some of the other planting things are aimed a little more at us down here.
Yeah. Well, I know growing up in Wisconsin, I had several uncles that were farmers, corn farmers, and alfalfa and hay, and you name it. And whenever you ever went over to visit or whatever, you always see that Farmer's Almanac laying on the kitchen table or on someplace in the house. It was like I said before, like a Bible for farmers.
Oh, sure, and it is one of those kind of things that it's got the different things. I mean, it'll tell you in here. When to if you're looking to cut down a tree and you don't want it to regrow, there's specific dates that you actually can do that, and the tree is more apt to die. The time to dig holes to put the fence posts in down the fence line, so that you don't run out of dirt when you're putting the fence post back in, because yes, you can run out of dirt, and you can have too much dirt too at the end of them. Depending on the day.
That's really interesting, ain't it?
It is, and I've seen it, I have seen it. I mean, they even have certain days, I'm trying to flip through and find it, maybe when we take the commercial I can find it a little better, of when to cut your hair if you're wanting your hair to grow. When to cut your, to do different things to. It's.
Do you believe that one?
I don't know.
No,
it's a tough one to say that it's not true unless you've tried it. Cut hair to discourage growth would be from the 17th to the 19th of this month. So if you're trying to keep your hair short because you're going on a trip or something, get your hair cut at the end between the 17th and 19th this month.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I don't buy that one. No, I don't buy that one. All right, we are up against the break.
Guys, I'm looking forward to a great year of gardening show, so thank you very much. Talk to you later.
Thanks.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be right back. Got a half hour left. We love your phone call, 622-9622. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president-elect takes to Twitter to target another U.S. company.
Quote, General Motors is sending Mexican-made model of Chevy Cruze to U.S. car dealers, tax-free across border. Make in USA or pay big border tax.
That's Dagan McDowell with the Fox Business Network. Meanwhile, the Trump transition team out with another announcement.
That the president-elect intends to nominate Robert Lighthizer to be his U.S. trade representative. Now, this is a man who has great experience negotiating trade agreements. He was a deputy U.S. trade representative during the Reagan administration.
Adam Shapiro with the Fox Business Network. And severe storms across the South leave at least 5 people dead, 4 in Alabama when a tree fell on a trailer home. In Florida, 1 man found dead after flooding there. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now, Geico Saving Stories. Nikki Peasley was happily married to Scott. However, something between them changed after Scott spent 15 minutes on Geico.com.
Constant gifts, chocolates, flowers, like he discovered a cash tree.
Cash tree, indeed. Unbeknownst to Nikki, Scott had saved hundreds of dollars on their car insurance by switching to Geico.
His gifts never stop.
Geico. Spend 15 minutes and 15% or more in savings could be gifted to you.
Pay fast with the Master Pass. Don't buy it. Master Pass it. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Simple and easy. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Don't buy it. Master Pass it. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Secure and so easy.
MasterPass, the simple, secure way to pay from MasterCard. Accepted at select merchants.
Don't buy it. MasterPass it.
Hey, Mom, are you ready?
I sure am. I've heard that Kennerfield of Ocala is fabulous. It's brand new and offers different wings for various levels of care.
Well, you really don't need a lot of care.
That's true. I'm a modern senior with active lifestyle, but if I lived at Kennerfield, I could stay as my needs increase.
Sounds like you've given this a lot of thought. How did you hear about Kennerfield?
On the radio. Then I just called 352-877-7100 and set up a tour. Hurry, I don't want to be late.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carrol Baldwin. Carrol answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carrol Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
When you go into Automax, Marion County's #1 pre-owned dealer for over 15 years, you won't take the new car depreciation because Automax saves you thousands on late model vehicles. Browse the inventory online at automaxocala.com. Then come down to see the great vehicles and upfront pricing in person. Compare up to 60 models inside the climate control showroom. So take your time. No high pressure, no gimmicks, no games. On the corner of 17th and Easy Street. Automax. Quality cars, outlet prices.
Hey, Robin, did you know the Pac-Man store has moved?
After 22 years of business in Churchill Square, they moved?
Yes, the new store is 1 mile west of their old location on 17th Street, right across from Penn Flooring.
Do they still have the same smiling faces and great customer service?
They pack it, ship it, crate it, and freight it using FedEx, USPS, DHL, or UPS. A great way to start the new year.
You shop, we ship. Pack Mail, 1202 Southwest 17th Street, Suite 201. Call 352-368-9779.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us #1. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. The time always flies during Carol Ann's show, and so we continue now. The phone number, if you'd like to call Carol Ann, is 622-9622. And Carol Ann, if I could just squeeze in one quick promotion for the Facebook page you created.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Facebook page. I really should be more active with it, because two things. I have a camera.
Yes, you do.
And I have a Facebook account.
Yeah.
So I could put, there's plants. I see them
you
all
were
the time.
And you were on... You're a member of...
I'm a member of your site.
Of the group. So
what's it called again?
In the garden. Yeah.
Simple as that. So
Simple as that.
I encourage you.
And if you look on that today, there's a picture Kathy Snyder posted of a plant that's called, it's called blue sage, though it's not a sage. I've got one that's an electric blue flower. It's fantastic. Blooms this time of year. Apparently, I've got mine in a lot of shade, so mine's probably a little more... not quite as full. My understanding is that it can do in a little more sun than mine's at, so sort of not real particular on where it's going, but it's a great color blue on a bright green foliage. And it is a shrub. Mine's up probably 4 feet.
Watch your ears. I'm going to raise your volume a little bit because you're not sounding too loud.
Am I sounding?
Yeah.
How do I sound?
That sounds good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Sounds good to me.
Too loud?
No. I sound good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I wanted to promote the site because I would like to see more people join it. I mean, I know you don't want a gazillion people because then it gets too much, right?
Well, because not everybody, get people to join and you can ask your questions right there if, say, you're busy or if you've got a photograph of something. It's more apt to be able to see it, and you can share it with other people. If you go and I've got, even if it's a problem thing, going snapping a couple pictures. We got our smartphones, or even if it's just a camera that you can get back into the computer, log it on there, and go, what's wrong with it? If I can't answer it, there's enough people on here that can, and I know there's a ton of gardening Facebook pages out there. There's a bunch of them, and a lot of them are public. The only reason I didn't go public is because it takes, I think, more vigilance on watching for problems.
Right.
People advertising or even people being very negative on other people's either questions, failures, things like that. And it is so, and I don't feel like I have that vigilance to stay on top of it. So if I keep it as a closed group, if you've got a friend that lives outside the area and you want them, all you got to do is ask. I mean, if it's, if I see there's a problem with that person, then I'll drop them.
One of the primary challenges for you that I've observed from this perspective, somebody calling up with either a question, what is this plant? And of course, without seeing it, it's almost impossible. Although you've done amazingly with people describing, or what is this problem? And then you just will describe what it looks like.
You have to go through a series of questions, which as master gardeners, you learn how to ask which questions to ask. Where is it? How is it? It's like being a detective on trying to find out what it is. Oh, you'd be surprised at what comes into the store where I'm at, where somebody will come up and go, I've got this plant. I don't know what it is. And I go, okay, keep going. Give me a little more. Is it green? Because plants are sometimes variegated. They may be, so that we'll get started.
I'm growing celery, and it's so bitter. What am I doing wrong?
No, haven't had that yet. No, but I have had the thing where they come in with a leaf or two, or one time actually it was one that was described over the phone to me. I'm at my store, my friend's at her store, and she had a customer asking about a plant. I didn't get it that day, but I had, it was one of those things, I knew what it was. It just was going to take me a little while to think of it, and boom, I came up with it, and like the next day, and
isn't that funny how your brain works?
Yeah, I got it like the next day and got it back to her. I says, well, if they come in, this is what it is, and what that was actually a Tibicina, and the description was it's a bluish purple flower, and it had the stamens and all kinds of just different things. That the flower itself was unique, which made it a little easier to come up with it. And there are websites, I guess I haven't tried them, the apps on there that will you're supposed to be able to snap a picture of the plant and I guess put in where you live, so that they have an idea of what section that they're looking for, and that they can bring up and get you an answer to that. But that's
I just took a picture for your page.
Oh, okay. Hey, that
outside
works.
the window, there's a truck in the picture, though.
That's all right.
That's a pain.
That's all right. Oh, we know where it's taken. We know.
I don't know what's in that garden. If you ask me what's in the garden outside the window here, I have no idea.
Well, we've got fountain grass, dianella, Indian hawthorn, holly, and I have got to remember the name of that tree.
Which one? The one on the left?
Yeah, it's the one there that I always look at, and it's half the year it's ugly, and when it's blooming, it's pretty. But yeah, somebody's going to tell me, and I don't know why my brain won't remember that one. And it's probably, and I think it's something so common at that. But No, and if you are on any of these other Facebook pages, because some of them, I go on one, or I look through one, and it's not just nationwide, it's a worldwide page. And sometimes somebody will be asking a question, or they're talking about something, and you have no idea where they're at.
Right.
So put down that you're in Central Florida. Just Zone 9 doesn't do much, because Zone 9 in Florida is different than Zone 9 in California, and it's going to be different in Zone 9 elsewhere in the world. So anytime you're on this, it makes it easier for people to either answer your question or even for someone else to go, oh, wow, I'd love to grow that. But you know what? You're in Maine. It may not grow here.
Right.
So, and I have several times going, you didn't say where you're at. I love the thing, but where are you?
All right, now I'm going to try to share this with you somehow.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm sure you'll get it. But yeah, going back to that, to the almanac, that they have the moon phase, and actually, because this is, like I said, Old Farmer's Almanac 2017 edition, celebrating 225 years. So if you've got that one, on page 248 has the planting by the moon phases, and we would be considered Area 1. And when you see Area 1 goes from Florida to California, all the way across, and you got Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way up to North Carolina, across, what is that, Colorado, is that? I think that's Colorado. I'm not real good on geography, so excuse me on that. But then dipping down across, but still picking up, you got California, just barely any of Nevada, Arizona in there. We're not all the same in those temperatures and such, but you're still going to get similar planting dates for those areas.
Right.
And just as an example, beans, we're in Area 1. Beans are telling you anywhere between March 15th, which March 15th is our last expected frost date,
I'm in a mood for
to April 7th. So that's quite a stretch of time that you can go ahead and get those planted. And if you're looking up there in Carolina, you're probably looking at that end of March or 1st of April before you're ever going to put that in. On those as your first planting on some of those. So just take it based on that, because I know Florida's its very own planet.
Florida's its own planet.
It is. We're within our own realm of things that we're not the same as Georgia. Southern Living. I love the Southern Living book on on plants and things, because it does do a lot of plants that will grow here. But Florida in its own, in that, I'm not sure how long we are, 1,000 miles within the state or more, might be 1,200 miles, I can't remember now. You have 3 or 4 different zones just in Florida. You've got the Keys and Miami-Dade area and Palm Beach County, and then you get up a little further coming into Orlando, you got another, then us and above. And I hear the music, so I guess we're going to commercial.
I'm trying to tag you on here. All right, I got a picture of you.
I guess we'll be right back.
And a picture of our garden. Yes, we'll be right back.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be very warm and humid on this Tuesday with a mix of clouds and sun and a stray afternoon shower, high 80 to 84. Mostly cloudy and mild Tuesday night, low 62 to 66. For Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sun, high 75 to 79. Thursday, partly sunny with lower humidity, high 72 to 76. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Sunrise Automotive, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, it's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Listen, we're going to be doing some traveling, and the wife, of course, is going to be doing a lot of shopping. I need to make sure the car is in good shape.
Why don't you just bring it on by? Let us check it out. We can check all your belts, your hoses, your tires, all your fluids. In out of town, is that up north in the cold?
Yep.
Okay. Let's check your antifreeze. Also, let's make sure your washer fluid has got alcohol in it so it doesn't freeze up north, because that makes for a rotten day. And let's check your air pressure in your tires. Let's look at your brakes, make sure everything is safe and secure there. Let's go through it and just make sure everything is ready to go on the road. You due for an oil change?
Yep.
Whenever you come in to get your oil change, we always check your belts, your hoses, all your lights. We go through and make sure that everything is working properly. We check all your fluid levels. We do that every time you come in to Sunrise Automotive.
So just call you back at this number?
Yeah, just give me a call back at 690-1993 whenever you're ready to come in. And you can drop it off, leave it with us, whatever's most convenient for you. Look forward to seeing you at Sunrise Automotive.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
So if there's a rift, a disagreement, a falling out between you and a friend, a coworker, or your partner, I want you to say these 6 words. It's my fault. I'll fix it. If you want to encourage better communication with your kids, it's simple. Start texting them more often. But when we make a spur-of-the-moment decision to react, our gut usually pushes us to help others.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hospice of Marion County has an urgent need for volunteers to share a conversation with someone, run errands, hold someone's hand. All you need is a willingness to help others. Our volunteers believe the blessings they receive far exceed the services they offer. Will you consider serving, caring, and making a difference? Call today, 873-7441. Hospice of Marion County, making more moments of life possible.
Hi, this is Vanessa Lane Jennings with the Jennings Law Firm, located here in beautiful Ocala. Join me every single Friday at 10:30 for Legal Lane. We'll be discussing various legal topics such as family law, criminal law, contracts, and much more. So this is your chance to call in with your legal questions and have them answered. That's every Friday, 10:30, right here, WOCA The Source.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, I'm having fun with Facebook.
We're just we're over here playing.
So I put your face on Facebook, and it
yes,
shows what I see, the angle from the computer monitor thing here. And then you're talking with your hands. And then outside the window, as you're saying that, was the pole and the truck, which makes for a horrible photograph.
That's all right.
But that's the garden. That's what it looks like.
That's what we're looking at. Oops, we're from the window. Yeah, I get to talking with my hands.
And then Kathy put a beautiful
spider web. Yeah.
That's nice. That's hard to take a picture of.
They are, but the dew, so that made it worked.
I think the dark background maybe helped too.
Yeah.
Maybe she used a contrast thing or something.
Could be. But going back to our garden and the rest of that, and the Facebook page, use it to your advantage. Like I said, if you've got friends or whatever who garden, maybe don't listen to the show, have a question, aim them that direction. I'll bring them in. I'm not like I'm discriminating against anybody. I just, if I do it open, I just have to be more vigilant on what's going on.
Okay, it says suggested members. If I hit add member, do they become a member, or do they?
Actually, if you.
I mean, what if they don't want to be a member?
They could decline. I mean, they can go back and go, no.
Because I see some names out here of people who probably, maybe they don't know about the site.
Could be.
Yeah, because everybody who listens to the radio is not a real friend in real life.
Right. Oh, yeah.
What do you do for a living?
Yeah.
Radio. Right. I never hear you.
Yeah, I don't listen to your station.
No, I never hear you.
Yeah. I don't listen to that station. But just as something too, looking forward within this year, if you have friends or family or yourselves who want to learn more about gardening in the Central Florida area, we got the Florida Gardening 101 running from January 30th through February the 3rd. Registration is by the 18th of January. You can either call over to the extension at 671-8400 or use Eventbrite. If you've ever, signed up for anything. Eventbrite's pretty easy to use. They can take your credit card over the site.
I've never used that, no.
Yeah, I've signed up on a couple things using Eventbrite. There is a registration fee that is non-refundable. It's $35 per person or $50 per couple. And that is for printed material and light snacks and such like that. It is a 5-evening course. They do them, it's from 6 to, let's see, do I have it on here? 6 to 8:30 p.m. It'll be Monday through Friday. They start out with organic gardening and gardening basics and run through caring for your lawn, beautiful but invasive plants, plant propagation, annuals and perennials, pruning trees and shrubs, palms for our area, and vegetable varieties for Marion County, as well as insects and diseases of vegetables. So it gives you that whole encompassing thing. What's that, 6, 7, and 2.5 hours, 5 nights for 1 week. It's really, you get a lot out of it. So if you've got somebody who's new in the area, and no, they don't have a price per class. It is the one event or none event. If today you happen to be on Dunellen, I wouldn't suggest trying to get over there now, because from 10 to 1 today at the Dunellen Public Library is the Ask the Experts, where the Master Gardeners are over there for a few hours answering your garden and lawn related questions. And I always say, when talking to people and such, and sometimes we have folks that'll come through and they're talking about a huge garden and stuff like that. If you have a garden that's like an acre, you're really almost not a home garden anymore.
That's a farm.
That would be a small farm.
Wow.
And Master Gardeners don't deal with livestock, which are your chickens, turkeys, whatever you may have, rabbits and all that. And we don't do that big stuff, because if you're, supplying produce for your neighbor or somebody like that, there's certain pesticides and things like that you're not allowed to use, and we deal with homeowners. So but the extension office does have, the manpower there to get you the answers that you need. And if you're dealing with like ponds, if you're doing koi or aquaculture, that starts to get really kind of particular on some of those things. You may have to, you call over there, but it may not be the Master Gardeners that you're needing to talk to over at Extension. But it's such a, it's an office with a lot of knowledge in there, and they will get you with the right person to answer your question correctly, because nobody wants to be putting down an herbicide near a pond that doesn't need to be near a pond. You don't want to kill your fish out. Or if you are trying hydroponics or aquaponics, how to properly go about setting these things up, especially because many of the products that you're going to buy, your fertilizers and things like that, you're not going to buy at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot. There's something you're going to order online. So even your other controls are going to be online as well.
Somebody do something?
No, just this outfit was unusual. It was different. Yeah, never saw an outfit like that.
I always turn my head too late.
Yeah. But use it as a resource. You also, you have the extension resources, and you have a show coming up soon? Actually, the Master Gardener Spring Festival will be coming up in March. It is the first full weekend in March, which, let me see if I can get to my calendar, and I can tell you what day that'll be. January, February, March 11th and 12th should be the Master Gardener Spring Festival. For some reason, I did not add that on there, because that's that weekend, and it always seems to fall right before the last frost date. So we're always trying to plant things at the same time we're telling people to hold off. But if this winter is anything based on, we may not have a whole lot of winter, though we do still have January, February to get through. And unfortunately, I'm seeing this weather being a set of patterns that we've been through before. And look out, we may be heading some dry weather, cold winters next couple of years. I think
years, okay.
Yeah, within the next, we start running through these drought conditions, and it's cyclic. We run through about a 7-year cycle, and so I think we're getting ready to enter one of those dry periods where we may not get a whole lot of rain in the summer, or a rainy season start late and end early, and not as much. And this winter's being one of those where we're not getting a lot of rain through the winter. So
we have about 4 minutes left. If you want to call in and say hi to Carol and say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
The number is
everybody.
622-9622. I encourage you to join the Facebook page In the Garden.
Yeah.
And Caroline will say, sure, you're in.
Yep. Welcome aboard.
And as soon as you start to advertise sunglasses, she'll say, you're out.
You're out, yeah.
You're out.
Yeah, if you want to do something like that, private message me initially, and we'll find out whether or not it's something that could be advertised. If it's something, if you know someone, or if you've got a web page that you'd like to promote, because it's got some great gardening hacks or gardening, things like that.
Gardening hacks. Do you have any?
Everything I do is a hack. It
Everything's
seems
a
like.
Huh.
That it's, just different things, using
I
the
would
toilet
love to
paper
hear some of
tubes.
them.
Well, to prevent cutworms on your
That could
your
be a whole
new
book.
your cutworms on your tomatoes and things. You can either put a matchstick down when you plant them, or use the toilet paper tubes or paper towel tubes.
Yeah?
Cut them in a little piece and plant your plant.
Okay.
Use that as a little collar so that the cutworm can't get to your.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because the cutworm has got to be able to wrap himself around that stem in order to eat through it. He doesn't have little hands that he can hold on to. He's got, it's
I
a
love
worm.
that
You gotta
topic
hold
of hacks. That's a good one.
Yeah, we'll have to get into some of those maybe
Just
next
some more.
week.
You should-
Yeah.
That's your book right there.
Yeah, there we go.
You need a book. You need to add
I
something
need to
to
add a
your
book.
list of things you're doing.
That I do? Yeah, okay. Just add one more. Put it on there. It's another chapter in the life of 2017.
Gosh, I wish I had clicked that picture when you were looking at the camera. I got you.
Oh, wow. You got me looking down and still gesturing and yeah,
having
all kinds of stuff.
But it looks like it's an action picture, right?
That's it. It's, We're talking. I'm either looking at something down here, or hopefully I wasn't.
So join the Facebook page In the Garden.
In the Garden, you find it is a group page, so just have to search
Post
for
lots
it.
of pictures. Post lots.
Yeah,
You know what? I would post pictures just because I want to share what the garden looks like. I don't have might not have a question.
Right. You just you see a pretty flower, you share it. I think I did.
What I'm amazed by
I think I may have done that the other week even.
And I've told you this before. What I'm amazed by is how quickly the types of plants you see change just by going 40 miles south.
Yes, and it is to where you'll run into your tropicals and things like that. And just like we had Christmas cactuses posted last week. I had the strawberry plant there, and just it's just something.
Did I put
something
Robin's
different.
Christmas cactus in the garden site? I know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, all right.
There it is.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a few others. Oh, there's yours.
Yes, I had to put mine on there.
Oh my God, yours is pretty. Yours looks like. Oh, and you put the. Oh, look at that photographic idea.
With my cold, that was my cold holiday beverage.
You put the red beverage by the red plant.
Yes.
That's very.
That was my holiday beverage. That was that Sierra Mist Cranberry Splash. That with vodka was really good.
that's a photographer's trick to put some extra color of the same.
That's it. It matched. They matched colors. So.
Wait. Where's what's happening here? There's the song.
There's the song.
All
There's
right.
the music.
Well, be careful out there.
Oh yeah, and everybody keep on gardening. You got a brand new year, brand new book of gardening.
We will be right back. Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks,
Always love
Larry.
your show.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The president-elect singles out another company in a tweet, threatening to slap a tax on General Motors for importing some Chevy Cruze models from Mexico. GM pushing back. All its Chevy Cruze sedans sold in the U.S. are built in their assembly plant in Ohio. Meanwhile, the Trump transition team making another cabinet pick official.
We anticipate, along with the announcement of Robert Lighthizer as the United States Trade Representative, we anticipate at least one more cabinet announcement in the coming days.
Vice President-elect Pence at Trump Tower just hours before the new Congress is set to be sworn in. Reports more people have been detained as the manhunt continues for the killer in the New Year's Eve massacre at a Turkish nightclub.
ISIS claimed responsibility, saying the attacker targeted Christians marking a pagan festival.
Fox Radio's Alistair Wanklin, Fox News. We report, you decide.
And now, Geico Saving Stories. Nikki Peasley was happily married to Scott. However, something between them changed after Scott spent 15 minutes on Geico.com.
Constant gifts, chocolates, flowers, like he discovered a cash tree.
Cash tree, indeed. Unbeknownst to Nikki, Scott had saved hundreds of dollars on car insurance by switching to Geico.
His gifts never stop.
Geico. In 15 minutes and 15% or more in savings could be gifted to you.
Pay fast with the Master Pass. Don't buy it. Master Pass it. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Simple and easy. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Don't buy it. Master Pass it. Pay fast with the Master Pass. Secure and so easy.
MasterPass, the simple, secure way to pay from MasterCard. Accepted at select merchants.
Don't buy it. Master Pass it.
Today in Florida Ag News from a Southeast Ag Net. Well, net cash farm income and net farm income are two popular ways to measure farm sector profitability, but they aren't the same thing. Net cash farm income tracks cash receipts and cash expenses, while net farm income includes non-cash transactions. That includes inventory changes, capital replacement cost, and others. Both measures have headed lower since 2013 after several years of higher income. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is forecasting that net cash farm and net farm income for 2016 will be about $90.9 billion and $54 billion respectively. Both amounts fall below the 10-year averages. Before the recent drops, both income measures largely trended upwards. Between 2010 and 2013, rising crop and animal receipts helped to push net cash farm income and net farm income higher. However, prices declined for a large group of commodities in 2015 and then fell further in 2016.
I've been looking all over the world.
Hey y'all, I'm Josh Turner. Whether you're a hometown girl or a backwoods boy, come to Nashville for the 2017 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show. You'll see the biggest cattle industry trade show with over 6 acres of displays, plus an exclusive concert with Cowboys Night at the Opry. Mosey on down to Music City, February 1st through the 3rd. Find out more at beefusa.org.
And at least one company is predicting 2017 to be something of a turnaround year for farmers. A recent agweb.com article said 2017 could see a global supply pullback that may give farmers some relief from lower commodity prices. MetLife Ag Finance says we expect a recovery in 2017 as global consumption rises and corn and soybean supplies decline. But MetLife does caution that the strength of the U.S. dollar could put a crimp in those predictions, as U.S. ag exports could face an obstacle from a strong U.S. dollar. Randall Wiseman, South